Yes. Welcome to the CNMI PSS STEM Showcase. Woo. So this event is a celebration of our curiosity, creativity, and innovation right here in the CNMI. Today we're going to spotlight the incredible achievements of our student champions who are not just learning about STEM, but they're also living it and building it and leading it. Before we begin, we'd also like to take a moment to recognize and welcome the dignitaries, community leaders, and honored guests who are joining us today. Your presence affirms the importance of investing in our youth and supporting STEM education in the CNMI. I would also like to welcome our student champions and of course their families. Thank you for being here to support and celebrate our amazing students. And I'd like to express our sincerest gratitude to the individuals who made this event possible. Our Board of Education Chairman, Mr. Kodep, thank you. Our Commissioner of Education, Dr. Lawrence Camacho. Our Office of Instructional Technology and Distance Education. Our Director of Family Engagement, Ms. Laila Yumul. Mr. Asapmar Agumuro, our Science Program Manager. Ms. Randy Jo Barcines, our Media and Communications Specialist. And everyone else who is here today, thank you so much for being with us in our event. So this showcase will highlight the dedication and talents of our students across the CNMI who have represented our islands in STEM competitions both locally, nationally, and internationally. And let's give a big round of applause to our student presenters. We can't wait for you to meet them. Okay, and now to introduce who we are. Your MCs for this evening. My name is Dr. Ria Nathrani, and I'm the Instructional Technology Coach for the CNMI Public School System.
And I think to battle the awkwardness of having to hand the mics off of each other, I'll just try and use my voice as moving forward. But my name is Mr. Kevin Torres. I am the Enrollment and Data Specialist for ITD, and we're very happy to have you guys here. So first on the agenda, we would love to have our State Board of Education Chairperson, Mr. Ashkumar. Someone was earlier, we were trying to get the pronunciation correct for all the students, right? Upcoming graduation season. So Mr. Ashkumar Kodep Ogumoro Uludong, committed to memory.
Thank you. Thank you to our MCs, Commissioner, and our team at PSS. I'll keep this brief. We're so excited that we can put this platform together to highlight and honor all of you, our amazing STEM leaders. So big round of applause for all of you. And just a special note, not just from the public school system, but from our private schools as well. So great job, everyone, and we look forward to your presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for your remarks. Up next, we'd like to call on our Commissioner of Education, Dr. Lawrence Camacho.
I'll keep it brief as well, but we just cannot be overly excited for these guys, right? We cannot be excited enough for you, the students who will be showcased this evening, and we just wanted to congratulate you. We thank you. And we encourage you, we challenge you to continue to get with your peers and encourage them to be like you in terms of being successful in the way of achieving, different activities such as this, because it is important for everyone to get that opportunity. You actually, the doors were open for you, you went through that door, opened the doors for others, if you will. I challenge you, that would help us a lot. In the way we try to encourage a lot of other students to to stand up and achieve just as you have achieved. So, but congratulations to you. My challenge is just to help us get those other students involved in these type of things, right? Because this is a wonderful thing, and I'm sure you're eager to do that as well. Recognize the leadership from our community. Our board chair is always very supportive of STEM and sustainability and everything else, so we work hand in hand, and we align our efforts to make sure that these things are happening. So when ideas come up, even if it's just a week, he says, hey, we got to get this thing done, and our team just ramps up and they try to make sure that we accomplish, and here we are. It's a wonderful event. Great community leaders. We just, from our legislative branch and executive branch and judicial branch, they always come up to support PSS. So we thank you, Speaker and President of the Senate, for being here. And then, of course, our leadership from the community in the way of Youth Congress is very important, that they're here to also support their fellow students. So this is all great and wonderful. Congratulations, family. Keep helping us push our students to their limits. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now it is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, who is a champion of STEM. Our keynote speaker is a former scientist, educator, and systems leader. Dr. Annette Platavega Sablon began her career in biomedical research at the University of Hawaii, the University of Washington, and Emory University, and co-authored an HIV treatment study published in Nature magazine. A former intern in NIH and NSF-funded programs and the inaugural Harvard Data Fellow from the U.S. territories, she now directs the CNMI statewide longitudinal data system, a multi-million-dollar federal project under PSS focused on effective data use. Recently, she was recognized by the Smithsonian as part of the Women in STEM Across America project. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Annette.
Thank you. I remember the first time I gave this assignment. It was the first day of class at Kagman High School. I was the science teacher. And as my students came into class, I had an index card and I handed that to them. On the index card, I told them they had 2 minutes. I want you to, in 2 minutes, draw whatever comes to mind when you hear the word scientist. I'll give you guys about 5 to 10 seconds to think what you would draw. Anyone want to share? This is what my students drew. Might be something similar to what you were thinking of. A lot of times they drew males in lab coats, wearing glasses or goggles, wild hair. Sometimes there was a flask or a pencil in their hand. A lot of commonalities between these drawings. What I also noticed is that they didn't draw anyone that represented me or my experience in the Pacific. They didn't draw anything or anyone that, for example, was a girl that researched coral reef restoration, or a boy from the Pacific who built multiple times a robot that worked and didn't work and tried again. So in this moment, when I was looking at all of these drawings, I realized that the hardest part about teaching science and STEM isn't going to be teaching science and STEM. It's going to be teaching our students that they have a place in science and STEM. Well, that brings us to this moment, right? We're here to celebrate and hear from students who are not just really good at STEM, they're redefining what it looks like. I'm hoping that one day they start to draw people that look like us. Students that worked really hard after school to build their UAV model time and time again. And girls that code. And I'm hoping one day They start to believe in themselves enough that when a teacher asks them to draw what does a scientist look like, they start to draw themselves. It's my little plug for my kids. I'm manifesting it. Well, thank you. I wanted to keep it short. I kept it short. 3 minutes. They gave me 3 minutes. I kept it, right? 3 minutes. So thank you and congratulations to our STEM champions.
Thank you so much for that wonderful imagery, right? That little mental practice for us, Dr. Annette. And now, so we're about to begin. While we're here, we're about to listen to our students and their projects and the hard work that they did and pour into it. I would like to ask that we keep the oohings and the awings at a minimum as they try to speak. There is one microphone, and everyone's going to be trying to pass it along. Please forgive the little awkwardness in between as they get to their parts. And after the presentation is done, we would like to ask our community leaders and our PSS leaders to come up here to take a picture with the team as we hand them their certificates again, all right? Cool? Got it? All right, so we would like to call up to the stage the folks, our students from the Real World Design Challenge. So we have Soren O, we have Jedrick Anisieri, we have Davin Indelatio, Yejin San, Guan Hun San, Guan Pil San, and Gian Salas, all from MHS.
Hi everyone.
Okay. Before we start, does anybody want to wear the fancy headset with the microphone? Jedrick does. I'm not about to volunteer anybody, so, you know, here you go, Jedrick. Then you get this. Nice, perfect, it works out. Just hold out the microphone. Yeah, you're perfect, man, you're good.
Hey everyone. As you know, like they introduced us, we're the CNMI Aeronautics team, and here we're going to be presenting our submission for the 2025 Real World Design Challenge. And as you can see here, that's a picture of all of us, and here's a picture of our drone that we made, and we're just going to go through the process of how we made it and stuff like that.
So first we're going to go over our project plan. So our project goal was to design an unmanned aerial system called a UAS that can fly up to 30 kilometers, communicate up to 15 kilometers, carry water, fuel, and equipment, handle wildfire conditions with ease, be lightweight and long-lasting. It also needs to share data with nearby aircraft, include operation theory, cost, and business plan, aid wildfire relief in the US and beyond.
Here is the list of names of all our team members, our trainees, and some mentors that we had throughout the challenge.
Here we have our tool setup. So the devices that we used was an Acer Predator Triton 500 SE in the top left, and an iPad Pro 11-inch. For our 3D CAD simulation softwares, we used Shaper 3D on the iPad and Creo PTC Parametric on the Acer. We also use Google Suite and communication tools such as WhatsApp, Discord, and etc. For our tool setup, we used a Gantt chart to help us organize our time and how we compartmentalized everything to create our UAV. We also used the engineering design process of designing our UAV and how to tackle challenges. You can see 3 different definitive stages between what we want to do with our drone.
Okay, now to the systems design. So basically this section just talks about the components that we had in our aircraft. And you can see what stuff that we had to consider is the airframe and propeller material, the power system, and the propulsion. This basically allows our power to be in our aircraft and also allows it to fly. And the material is important because we would want it lightweight so that it wouldn't take as much power to lift up. We also have C3, which is command, control, and communications. These are all the devices in our drone that allows us to communicate to the ground control center, which we'll talk about soon. And there's sensors and safety, which allows our drone to gather data from its surroundings, just since it's going to be autonomous, so nobody's going to be driving it. And there's also the cargo system. As mentioned before, our challenge is to send wild relief supplies to a certain location, and we need a cargo system in order to lower all the materials down to the site. And finally, we have the ground control station. This is the area where we'll have a operator in, and here they'll be able to see the course of where the aircraft is going. It will be autonomous, but then in case of emergencies, they'll be able to step in to take control so that minimal damage is done.
So now we're going to talk about our conceptual design phase. Okay, so basically there are 4 main types of aircraft that we consider for this challenge. In the top left, there's a drone, and a drone, you guys know what a drone is. And then on the top right, there's a fixed wing, and a fixed wing is basically like the standard aircraft that you think of, like a regular airplane. And then this is a blimp. It's basically like a giant balloon that floats up in the sky. And then that thing over there is called a hybrid. It's basically like if you combine the drone and the fixed wing, it's like you get a hybrid. So it can do both, and then all of it has its own strengths. Like the blimp, for example, its strength is that it uses very little energy, so it's like very energy efficient, so it's very cheap. But then it's also like very, very slow. And also for our challenge, our challenge dealt with like fire, right? So basically the main idea of our challenge is that we have to move cargo from one location to another to help wildfires. And then a blimp, it's very easy to catch fire, right? So the blimp isn't good. And then also, basically, our thing, when we lowered the cargo, we had to do it with our aircraft floating. That was one of the requirements. So the fixed wing, it can't deliver cargo while it's still floating, right? Because it has to be constantly moving to be in the air. If you have the fixed wing try to do that, like the cargo is gonna explode on the ground, so it's not going to work. So then basically we went with the hybrid fixed wing, and that was the main thing that we based it off of. Yeah, so there's also a lot of other reasons. So basically like the hybrid fixed wing and the blimp was the only thing that actually met the criteria, but then we decided that the hybrid fixed wing would be better than the blimp because again, the blimp it can get destroyed very easily, and also it's just too slow. And that's some more requirements that the hybrid fixed wing met. And then the preliminary design phase. So that's the first design that we had for our hybrid fixed wing. It was based off of the Boeing Osprey, which is a very standard 4-wing VTOL. And then we went with 4 wings because we wanted it to have a good amount of lift. But then we didn't go for 6, even though it'll give us more lift, because if we have 6, then we won't have enough for internal components. So we just went with 4 wings. It's a very standard VTOL. And VTOL stands for, by the way, vertical takeoff and lift. So the good thing about this is that like it can hover, which a standard fixed wing can't do, but it's almost as fast as a standard fixed wing. But this one actually met all the criteria right away. But then, as you can see, there's like 4 really big engines, and then we wanted to try and see if we can make that smaller so that like there will be less drag on the airplane.
For design number 2, the team fixed the previous design's issue of high air resistance by setting the propellers to the same height as the wings. And we also increased the surface area of the wing, increasing lift. Finally, the angle of attack of the wing was set to be higher and decreased the quantity of the engines from 4 to 2. So, although design number 2 decreased air resistance while providing more lift than design 1, the team realized that we could decrease air resistance even more by actually embedding the propellers into the wings. So the team gave the UAV 1 wing for each propeller, and this would give the UAV sufficient hovering capabilities as before while decreasing the UAV's air resistance while cruising.
So So for our final design, the team decided to put the 4 propellers closer together to create 2 big wings instead of 4 small ones. And in design number 3, our wings were too spaced out. So basically the air particles that'll hit the first 2 wings, it'll mess up the aerodynamics of the back 2 wings. So then basically we just decided to have 2 really big wings. And then also having larger wings would provide more lift since the surface area will be larger and it'll be less likely for the wings to break if you only have 2. So that's like our design with like the cool colors. And then that is also our design. And then that is also our final design. So this is our final design. Yeah, this is the exploded view. Basically it's like, those are all the internal components and then that's just like everything separated together.
So next I will be explaining about our data analysis and computation. So first is the basis, including the max takeoff mass, cruising height, which is 200 meters, and we assume the cruising speed, which is 22 meters per second. And those 2 pictures are the screenshots from our notebook. And after the basis, we came up with the airfoil design. And the name of the airfoil is called NACA 2412. For this one, we use a website like for the airfoil, and we, as the image shows, when the angle of attack is 5 degrees, the coefficient of lift is equal to 0.7429, and the coefficient of drag is equal to 0.3256, which is pretty perfect for our design. And for the wing area, like the 2 images on the top is the formula for it. And in order to make the data more accurate, we used Python to do all the calculation. And these are also the screenshots from our notebook.
So this is the mission portion. Right before the mission, we will be using batteries that are stored at 60%. And since this is happening before the mission, it would take approximately 8 minutes to charge the batteries. And within those 8 minutes, we will be loading the cargo. So that cargo consists of a 70 liter of potable water, 25 liters of gasoline, and 4 hard plastic cases. And after confirming the area for takeoff, which is a 6 meter by 6 meter clearing, the MCE will ensure that the UAV will maintain a consistent line of communication throughout the entire flight. So when the UAV is ready for takeoff, operators will verify that all flight and communication systems are working. The ASM will finally provide information about whether the life and wildlife conditions in the operating area and the MCE is capable of operating given the conditions. So first, the UAV will ascend to a height of 200 meters, and once it has reached that height, the jet will accelerate to a speed of 79.2 kilometers an hour in 10 seconds, and the UAV will continuously share its position, speed, altitude, system status, and environment and airspace conditions to the GCS, which is the ground control system, in real time. So once the UAV has arrived at the drop-off location, it will descend 5 meters above the ground. Once the pulley system is confirmed to be operational, it will be lowered and the cargo will be collected by the handlers at the location. Once all the cargo is collected, the pulley system will retract and the UAV will ascend vertically up to 200 meters to safely avoid obstructions and initiate its return to base function, which is just a straight route from the drop-off to supply. Its status will continuously be updated all throughout its flight back, and the landing system will confirm to be operational prior to landing. And yes, next slide, please. Upon landing, operators will perform an inspection, and if needed to perform another drop-off, it will be recharging its batteries, performing inspections, and loading cargo all at the same time. If not, a flight analysis will be conducted to see what improvements can be made or if anything had gone wrong. and that will be done through a recorded flight data. And of course, with this mission, safety requirements are needed. So we do have a built-in parachute with the UAV, and it also has detect and avoid functions.
Business case. So our UAV is made up of 4 components, which is airframe, propulsion, command control and communications, also known as the C3, and payload. The total cost of our UAV came out to be about just over $40,000 at the weight of 160 kilograms, and this is relatively cheaper compared to other aircrafts, which can range between $100,000 to millions of dollars. And the C3 came out to be approximately about $2,000 and approximately at 1.45 kilograms. Airframe came out to be $2,240 with about 54 kilograms, I believe. The payload came out to be $8,578 with approximately 31 kilograms. And propulsion came out to be $16,380 with approximately 28 kilograms. And we also included the cost of the personnel, and the rate, as you can see, for operational pilot is $35, and launch and recovery assistant package handlers are about $50 an hour. And effective wildfire prevention and response need coordination at every level of government, such as Congress. They fund key federal agencies such as FEMA and Forest Service. State leaders manage emergency response and prevention budgets. Local officials set zoning laws, building codes, and emergency plans. Land agencies handle forestry and controlled burns, and emergency managers lead response efforts and aid delivery. And these are the infographics to appeal to the governments. We have the Instagram page. Obviously, we made this up. We do not have 11K followers. And these are the infographics. Yes.
You will.
That is it for our presentation.
Before we move on to questions, we just want to say that this is our notebook submission for the Real World Design Challenge. This has been a competition that CNMI Aeronautics has been participating for many years, and we actually won a championship for the international competition about 10 years ago. And every year, CNMI Aeronautics is crowned a state champion in our region. And recently, after more than several years of not getting any national or international rewards, this year we were able to secure national honorable mention for the Real World Design Challenge national competition, which means we were like top 8 for our nation.
We'd like to open the floor up for 2 questions from our audience.
You sort of rushed through the introduction piece, but we would love to hear your name and the position, because I know those positions are very important. So, go ahead, Guangpil.
All right, I'm Guangpil San. I'm the plane engineer. I'm a senior, and I'm also the team captain.
My name is Jerick Anishete. I'm the systems designer, team captain with Guangpil San.
I'm Guantan San. I'm the UAV designer. I'm 10th grade.
My name is Devan Inalishu, and I'm the physicist. I'm a junior. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sora No, and I'm in 11th grade, and I'm the CAD specialist, so I designed everything.
My name is Yejin Son, and I'm a business analyst, and I'm a senior at Mary Ellen's High School.
My name is Gian Salas. I am the mission planner. I'm a senior, and the only reason why we can talk about how this UAV operates is because of me. So I just want to point that out.
Do we have any questions?
Also, our trainees are David Park, Sungwoo Henry Choi, Nagi and Riza, and then our mentors were Dr. Murphy Doculin, Joseph Victor Jimenez, Jerome Magtalis, Mr. Jay Hunsa, and Emmanuel Borja. And also, shout out to Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin's really cool. He helps us out. So thank you, Mr. Kevin. Yes.
So I know the price for your drone is pretty expensive. Is there any way that it can be made more profitable?
It's actually really, really cheap. It's like, it's only $40,000. And, no, right now, how it's done, how cargo is transported in a fire right now is through fire trucks, right? And then a standard fire truck is like $2 million. And then our UAV that we designed, first of all, there's no people involved, so no one's gonna die. And then it's also way faster, and it's also way cheaper, like 40,000 and then 2 million, that's a big difference. So our one is already very cheap. And then also lives are involved, right? So like instead of cutting any costs, this was like the sweet spot between cost and speed that we could find. So I think our one is perfect.
So in comparison, you brought up fire trucks. In comparison of cargo load, what's the comparison of a cargo load on a fire truck and a comparison of what your UAV is? So in theory, like how many times will the UAV have to go back and forth in comparison to the fire truck?
So our UAV, we haven't thought about that actually, but it's, it meets all the challenge requirements.
Yeah.
So then it works.
Please call up our community leaders and our PSS leaders to come up and take a look at our RWDC team.
We have certificates.
All right, let's take a group photo. Please come to the center. Students, please come to the center for the group photo. All right, let's give it up for our RWDC team. All right. Up next, we have our student champions from the Congressional App Challenge. Students will present their educational app design called Neni, aimed at supporting Chamorro language learning at home. So in this team, we have Miss Kelly Zhang, Jedrick Anichiete, Mai Peters, and Yuling Chai.
give us give us a couple of moments. You may have heard his name from the previous group, but Jedrick is multi-talented or really, really busy. He's got to change his shirt. He'll come up here. In the meantime, please enjoy the visuals that our team from the Congressional App Challenge has provided. Do you guys need a professional sign here? Okay. I will retire my service then.
There are two mics on one side. Oh. Segregation here. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yuling Chai.
My name is Jedrick Anishete.
My name is Kali Judd.
And my name is Mai Peters.
And together we're presenting Neni, or Intramural Baby. It is a Chamorro learning app for children.
So here's a quick overview of our application and our presentation that we'll present. So basically what we did, like we mentioned earlier, is that we created an application called Neni. And this mobile application is meant to teach the Chamorro language in an engaging and clear setting for young children. So the application will show you more about more through the application which Maya is holding right now. That's what we made. And there are three main programs. One is flashcards, and another is matching game, and there's also songs. There's also a specific area where you can, on the camera, and then you point to any item and it will translate it into Chamorro. So the point of having all these programs is just to help the children's learning curve. As you know, when you grow older, there's a certain amount of age where there's a certain part of your age where you're most prone to being able to learn a new language, and that's what we're trying to capture with our application. So Neni was developed by using the engineering design process, and what we wanted to do is, like mentioned earlier, is to revitalize the Chamorro language among Pacific Islanders.
What's the motivation and what is our question that we want to tackle or answer? So we look around in our school, right, among our peers and classmates and stuff. They might be able to understand Chamorro, but when you have them to speak it, rare chance they can speak it fluently. Fluently is very rare, which is the problem that we're trying to tackle. We start them from the young, which is why we created this app to spark the interest in the indigenous language of the Chamorro culture. So more or less speak and understand, but if we talk about writing or comprehending through like letters and pencils, then that's something that's CCLHS is not helping me, because I would have learned Chamorro by now. So yeah, I wanted to fix that problem, or and help like stop the gap from, like just wasting, because I came to high school and I was like, wait, why can't I speak Chamorro yet? Like all of those elementary and middle school years wasted. I'm like, there has to be like a better change, a better way to teach the Chamorro language. So in hopes of increasing popularity and combating the declining Chamorro language, we hope to spark interest in Chamorro language through fun games.
Okay, so this is a bit of background research and our possible solution to it. So what we saw, like mentioned earlier, is that we found that when it comes to learning Chamorro here in the CNMI, there's really three main access routes. One is oral lessons from elders, and there's also another is the basic school courses in public elementary and middle school. And there's also a lot of textbooks that we believe are very outdated. So to my knowledge and from talking to other people, there is really a lack of engagement when it comes to learning the Chamorro language. Sometimes the content may feel irrelevant or lack interactivity and excludes diverse learning styles. There's also the issue with pronunciation. It's really difficult to know, if you were to try to study on your own through a book or anything like that, it's really difficult to be able to speak and understand the tones accurately. So with that said, our solution to this is through an application. We wanted to create something where we're able to make the experience of learning the Chamorro language more fun through the use of games, quizzes, and rewards. And we wanted to use audio, videos, animations for the proper pronunciation and interest. We wanted to make it formatted in this way so that when you're a young child trying to learn the language, you're able to stay engaged and also be able to retain that information that you're gaining. So in the end, we're basically trying to leverage the current technology and access when it comes to preserving our culture here.
Okay, so for our planning phase, for our first phase, we wanted to figure out the functionality of the app. We knew we wanted to cater it towards children. So we figured out the functionality, what we wanted to do, and how it would work. For phase 2, we figured out the design, how we wanted the app and games to look. So obviously, we've catered it towards children. And we made it very vibrant and very simple, so kids are able to know what it is. For phase 3, is the coding and implementing the words. We use Fino Chamorro for beginners and Chamorro English Dictionary to gain our words. And if you look at the table there, it's just like a list of all the words in our app. And I would like to also mention our voice actor, Lee Cabrera. He's one of our friends' dad, and he was so generous in helping us pronounce all our words. And lastly, we finalized the bugs and mistakes so the app can be usable.
Okay, now we'd like to talk about the creating or programming part of our app, and especially we'll get into the UI or user interface design. As you probably heard already, this app is primarily made for young children. With that, we specifically designed our app to be kids-friendly, and that we're talking about having colorful design and graphics, and that we're also talking about having the functions be more interactive, and having the entire app mostly be easy to navigate and manage. And just a quick summary, all the graphics you see here on the screen are created with Canva, and the programming part of our app are created with Xcode and CreateML. And if I could get your attention to the right side of the screen, this is basically a gist of the entire functionality of our Nanny app. And as you can see, the second image is the main screen of our application. As you can see, there is 4 different buttons. We have flashcards, matching games, and songs. We also have another function which I'll get on there later. But for both flashcards and matching games, as you can see over here, we have selections of different categories. This we're talking about colors, family members, shapes, utensils, objects, numbers, etc. And once click into each of those categories, for flashcards specifically, you're able to see a display of different flashcards. And on the flashcard, we have a visual image of the object that it's represented, as well as the Chamorro term bolded in big letters. And once you click on that image, or with our left and right buttons, not only are you able to navigate through the different sets of flashcards, you're able to hear the actual live audio pronunciation of the term itself. And this part we're describing as the learning component of our app. And moving on to the matching game, this is where we try to gamify our applications. Again, you can able to select from different sets of categories. And once that's selected, you're able to see a randomized sets of cards with both the letters and image itself. And the way to, win this game is you will select the correct term and followed by the correct image. And once that's, if it's correctly matched, another audio will also prompt you that you did it correctly, and the image will disappear from the screen. And your goal is to get them all removed from the screen. And once you're done with that, you're able to try it again eventually and going back and forth, back and forth.
And the last one, we also have songs. As you can see here, we have a selection of buttons. So we have embedded a set of Tremolo songs directly from YouTube. And once you click on each of those buttons, you're able to play that Tremolo songs right here within our app. So you don't have to scare for your kids to randomly click on other YouTube videos or they're on your phone. And the last feature from our app that we'll actually introduce, as you can see, if I can get your attention back to the main screen. On the left top corner, there is a camera button. This is the image identification function that Jedrick explained earlier. So we have a different sets of data saved into our database. So once you put an image that's saved into our database within the camera lens as shown on the screen here, we have a banana. The Tremolo term of the object will appear on the screen. You can't really see now, but it's on the red, right above the banana. You're able to see it once you interact with our app within the iPad. And that's basically the gist of our entire UI design.
So for our testing phase, once we finished fixing all the bugs and all the mistakes and make sure it was at least playable, we gave it to our little siblings, our families, our parents to test it out, as well as we've had Congresswoman King Hines test our app, and she said it was cool. And we've also had other Congressional App Challenge winners and their parents test out our app too, and they said that it's very innovative and they hope that we excel.
And something else I would just like to add on, while we were at the Capitol representing CNMI at the House of Code, there was a lot of students from other part of the country that came and tried our app. It was their first time interacting with the app, and a lot of them, I would say almost majority of them, were able to complete the matching part successfully without error. So that just shows the progress and effectiveness of our app. Aside from all the current features that we have within our app, we're also looking to the future and looking at what are some of the improvements that we're able to create within our app. So firstly, we'd like to create a user portal. This not only helps us to track the effectiveness of our application itself, it also provides, statistics for other organizations if that's a need. And next, we'd also like to expand the vocabulary and database within our application. And this, we're talking about having more flashcards, having more database saved within our image identification functions. And next, we'd also like to enhance our graphics, making it easier to comprehend for younger children. And lastly, we'd also like to optimize the app for more compatibility. Currently, the app is only available with iPad, and we're looking forward to bring that to iPhones and more gadgets.
So in conclusion, we believe that through our research that current learning resources often lack engagement and depth. So that's why we created Neni, where we hope to address these concerns by offering a highly interactive and convenient platform for learning tomorrow. So looking ahead, we really hope that, and we really believe that Neni has the potential to be able to have a larger impact in preserving the language for future generations through the use of technology. And if success is found here in the Marianas, if we were to be able to have our application become in app stores or integrated into schools, then, and it shows an increase in people's ability and students' ability to understand the Chamorro language and be able to potentially speak it. We could also, our application could be used as a blueprint for the preservation of other endangered languages. We could be looking into other languages here in the CNMI like Carolinian, and also put it into languages from other Pacific regions, helping protect and promote cultural diversity on a broader scale. So that concludes our presentation. If you guys have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Yes, where can I get it?
We're currently working in the progress of uploading it to Apple Store, and hopefully by the end of summer, I suppose.
Have you guys applied to Duolingo or any of those other?
No, because we're trying to make the best for you, so just time and patience, we'll have it out.
questions?
One more question. During the programming process, what IDE or compilers did you guys use, and how did they compare to like common industry standards like VS Code?
So the application that we use is Xcode, and we use this with language as we mentioned earlier. The reason that we use this is because me and Kelly participated in the Congressional App Challenge and made an app before last year, and we started using that application. So if you're interested in beginning to program or anything like that, and you want to make a mobile application, we really suggest starting out with Xcode because it's really easy to use, and it's only for making applications for the app stores or for the Apple for iOS, but it's very beginner friendly. There's a lot of tutorials online just showing you how all the different functions that you can do with the application. And even if you don't have if you're not taking any computer science class or anything like that, it's really easy to get a hold of and use. So that's the main reason why we decided to use this.
Again, we'd like to call up our community leaders and our PSS leaders. Oh, yes. Ms. Karen Camacho. Ms. Karen Camacho is the advisor for the Congressional App Challenge along with Ms. Arissa.
Also, before we end, I'd like also to add, if you want a more detailed version of our presentation, you can go on Google and Google Congressional App Challenge 2025 winner. There's a more comprehensive video that you're able to watch how the app actually flows. And if you want to actually interact with it, feel free to approach any of this after the showcase.
Good job, guys. Can we come forward? Wonderful. All right. And then we can also have people on the side come down here. You just come to block these. Ooh, very.
Please come on down.
Okay, all right. For our next presenters, we would like to call the NASA Tech Rise team to come up. NASA Tech Rise students will present on their project to launch a suborbital flight platform, presenting their designs and findings related to space exploration and scientific inquiry. We have Renoa Cayley, Macalina, Soren O, Reggie Castro, David Angelatio, and David Kai from MHS. Welcome back to stage.
We'd just like to say that we would show the flight box to you guys, but it's actually on its way to NASA HQ, so.
So hi everyone, like we were introduced, we are NASA Tech Rise. We are Mariana's High School's NASA Tech Rise team. So we are one of 60 winners chosen by NASA, and we are not only MHS's first team, but we are the first team to ever represent the CNMI in this challenge.
Hi again. So, what is NASA Tech Rise? The NASA Tech Rise Student Challenge engages 6th to 12th grade students in designing experiments for suborbital flight on high altitude balloons. Students submit proposals and winning teams receive $1,500 to build their experiments with support from NASA engineers and industry experts. These experiments are then launched and tested in real-world conditions, allowing students to explore aerospace technology and scientific research firsthand. Through this experience, we were able to gain practical engineering and research skills while contributing to advancements in space technology. Oh, yeah. Hold on. So our experiment name is Studying Volatile Organic Compounds, or VOCs, and Pollution Monitoring in the Atmosphere.
So now we will be introducing ourselves and our roles. So, hi, my name is Rana Kaylee Macalino. I'm a junior at MHS. I'm the main sorter for the group, so my job is basically to make sure all the components are connected properly, and so once they're in the air, they don't fly out.
So hi everyone, my name is Reggie, and I'm the project manager. So I basically assist all the team members with their roles and their
Hi, my name is Sorano, and I'm the mounting expert. That's me wiring a little bit there.
Hi guys, my name is Steven Indonesia and I'm the wiring expert.
Hello, my name is David Kai and I'm the coding expert.
So more about our experiment. The goal of our experiment is to collect and examine samples of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, organic chemicals that evaporate readily at room temperature and contribute to indoor and outdoor air pollution from different altitudes. Our objective is to explore how VOC concentrations vary throughout different atmospheric altitudes, particularly how they may be influenced by human activity and natural sources. The overall purpose of this research is to deepen our understanding of how altitude affects VOC distribution, providing insights into air quality, pollution patterns, and their broader environmental implications.
Okay, so why is our research important? So VOCs contribute to global warming and poor air quality, so impacting both human health and the environment. And for island communities like CNMI, the climate change leads to rising ocean water, coastal erosion, and stronger storms. And threatening the homes and ecosystems. So by studying atmospheric pollution patterns, our research supports efforts to understand and mitigate environmental impacts, helping protect vulnerable regions like ours.
So what inspired us? So we were inspired by the work of scientists who are actively combating climate change. We designed our experiment with the goal of contributing meaningful data to support ongoing environmental research. Seeing the real-world impact of climate science motivated us to take action in our own way by designing an experiment that not only enhances our understanding of environmental systems, but also has the potential to inform sustainable solutions.
So, how will it launch? All NASA Tech Rise winners flight boxes have been selected for a high-altitude balloon flight test scheduled for summer 2025. During the flight, it will spend approximately 4 hours at an altitude of 70,000 feet, reaching the stratosphere and experiencing conditions that cannot be replicated on the ground. These include exposure to high-altitude radiation, low temperatures, and a thin atmosphere. The balloon's vantage point will also allow our payload to observe Earth's surface below, collecting valuable data on land features such as vegetation and bodies of water. This unique environment provides a rare opportunity to test our experiment under real atmospheric conditions and gather insights relevant to both scientific research and environmental monitoring.
So over on the right is what the high altitude balloon is. So basically all flight boxes, all 60, will basically be attached to the bottom and it'll just rise up. So our flight box journey. So these next slides will just be sketches of our design and our flight box. So this is our original design. So this is what we put in our proposal, our win proposal. So basically it's just like an outline of what's supposed to be inside. However, after some trial and error, we did remove some things and replace some.
So this is the progress of our flight box. So as you guys can see, the first one, it looks messy. Like, we just taped it to see how it's gonna look like. And for the second one, we thought it's gonna be like our final one. But we realized that once we there's like some wires get some plug, we're not gonna be able to fix it immediately because it's very messy. So this is the final one. We just color coded it in order for us to fix it when there's a problem with it.
So next are some of our team photos. So here is just us working on it, some pictures we took for the NASA posts. And so while these pictures are up, we're just gonna share some of our experience. So NASA Tech Rise takes a lot of time once you get your results in January, right? So once we get our results, your experiment results in January, you spend 20 weeks with a NASA mentor. You have weekly meetings. Since we're in a very different time zone, our meetings are from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And for the final, kind of like the final meeting, the final national meeting, you're kind of like on a Google Meet with all the other teams, and you just basically present. But since again, we're from a different time zone, it was at 4 a.m. for us. We were at school from 4 a.m. to the end of the school day. Some of us went home. So would you guys like to share your experience?
Okay. So unlike a lot of the other projects that we have done from different members of the team, this was very hands-on. We got to meet different engineers from all over the world. I'd like to thank Ms. Siji from Future Engineers who helped us throughout the entire journey. And I also want to talk about the other teams that made different projects and different experiments, and it was really insightful and a great experience.
This competition is actually for me it's so excited. Yeah, it's so exciting. Even though sometimes we cannot gather together to have the meeting, but we still do our work on WhatsApp or Instagram. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool.
For me, they already said everything, so I think it's David's.
Alright, so my experience with this competition is, it was a unique experience, and I had to adapt a lot because as a programmer, you always have to use a IDE or a compiler, which basically turns into the code you write into machine code, so the machine knows what to do and stuff. But for this, usually I use VS Code, it's the industry standard. But for this one, I was limited to Mu Editor, and it's kind of bad. It's basically a really dumbed down version of what I was used to. So, and the biggest challenges were just getting used to the new code editor, because the way how you import other libraries and other code was very different compared to VS Code, where you could just click on an extension and it automatically installs. But in the end, I got used to it, so.
I'd also like to mention that almost all of our components kind of came late. We actually ordered something and it still hasn't arrived. Thankfully, we don't really need it for the flight box, but it was a miracle that we were actually able to finish it on time.
Oh yeah, a couple of the experiments that the other teams from the US made, some were from actual schools that focused on aeronautical engineering. They designed things for airports, and we got to connect with different people from those schools, which was really amazing. And I really like the fact that we were able to contribute to climate change and the research that other scientists are doing at such a young age. And I'd really like to thank NASA too. They're great.
There was actually a team who kind of sent seeds, who put seeds in their flight box, and so basically once it comes down, they're gonna grow the seeds and then turn it into a pizza, which is kind of cool. So now that I think you've looked at this enough.
So if you guys want to join next year, all you have to do is go to futureengineers.com and make an account. And I believe it's gonna go live in August. And in order to join, you just have to there's a template, and you just have to do the proposal. Yeah, basically that's it. We just have to wait for like a few months.
And that is it. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Any questions from the audience?
Also, additionally, if anyone's interested in joining, we don't mind mentoring you or helping you out. Oh, yes, Dr. D?
Just additional info. This is not open to high school only. It opens from middle school to high school. So if anyone is willing to join and give time, you can actually join. You know? And as they said, they're ready to mentor because they cannot join anymore.
It was the middle school team that did the space pizza.
Yeah.
One more question.
What advice do you have for people who want to do this next year, who want to join and do whatever you guys are doing for NASA Tech Rise? Like how can they reach to be able to have their proposal be selected, and what advice do you have for them?
So one of the main factors that contributed to us winning definitely was the price of our experiment. It was extremely cheap. And we're extremely eclectic. I think the fact that if you do plan on applying, you're from Saipan, so you should have a larger upper leg on the other teams as well.
Any advice for the proposal process, Reggie? Oh, if you do get chosen as a winner, please set your alarms.
One more time.
Once again, call up on our community leaders and educational leaders, as well as, I believe it was Dr. Narifi and Dr. Roki as our advisors. Yes, students, please come forward. Yes.
Come on down.
Come on down. There you go.
All right, ready? One right here. 1, 2, 3.
And one right here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, up next we have our National STEM Festival participant. So this is an event designed to recognize, highlight, and celebrate student research in STEM. And so high school students get to submit their research online. They go through a vetting process and they're selected as national champions. So this year's winner is Ms. Jae-young Kim from Saipan International School. Will be presenting her certificate. And then, did you want to say anything about your project?
So I was actually informed that I as a national STEM champion have to do a presentation when I just came here. So I would just briefly summarize on what National STEM Festival is and what they expect national STEM champions to do. And I would just get questions from you guys if you want to participate next year. So basically, National STEM Festival honors about 100 students all throughout the nations from 4 territories and all the other states. And we meet up at Washington, D.C. after choosing finalists and champions. We have 2 rounds. You get chosen as a finalist first, and then you get selected as a champion after your video interviews. And for this year's project, I developed a marine supplement inspired by folding umbrella mechanisms for marine forest and coral reef conservations. It's basically a new marine supplement chemical that helps to support the coral conservations. It focuses on the limitations of current artificial reefs that are existing these days. Those limitations are such as it cannot prevent sea urchin populations, and it has bad effects, like secondary effects towards our ecosystems because it is usually made out of metals or plastics. Yes, so that was my project, and if there's any questions, I would love to answer them. Oh, okay, so my inspiration for starting my project was basically for a past year. I also had a partner and I did a lot of research regarding to corals and marine science. So that was my inspiration. I just looked for everything I can do related to marine science and corals. That was my project theme every single time I tried something new.
You said you're studying different artificial kinds of coral compounds. Did you also study different compounds that are made out of organic things such as biochar?
Yes, of course. So there is currently a lot of biodegradable artificial reefs that are possible. However, one of the biggest limitations for those is whether they have high costs or they have not biomimicable structures, and they all have certain limitations onto it. Because currently they are also 3D printing different kind of artificial corals. However, their major limitations are they are not implemented in very well. They stated that the researchers and different organizations all around the world are trying to implement it. However, the significant limitation that I want to emphasize once more is that they aren't being implemented as well as we actually think of or we actually read in articles. Yes, so actually the local community here was a really big help throughout every single project I did, because artificial reefs itself and other coral projects are projects that are kind of hard as a high schooler to tackle, because corals are in a very extinct situation, and they're not going to let high school students just deal with corals without any prior documents that are done. So basically NOAA, CNMI, NOAA, and Guam Coral Initiative, Guam Department of Agriculture, they are all professionals and biologists who have helped me throughout this project, especially Mr. Steven and Miss Molly are one of the main members who were mentoring me throughout every single week or twice in a week.
We'd like to get a photo with you in the middle, and we'd like to call up the winner from last year, 2024, Mr. Jedrick Anichete.
Hello again, guys. Before I start,
So real quick story while we're assembling up here. The day of the STEM fair, I just happened to be at a function with Steve McKagan from NOAA, and he goes, "Oh, you know what? There's this really talented student that entered her project, and what do you know? You won. So great job, Ms. Maya."
before I start, just to iterate, I was fortunately able to be crown a champion for the 2024 National STEM Festival, but I wasn't the only one from the CNMI. Guam Phil Son was also crowned a champion from last year. So just a few words. So my project last year is that we created a mobile application that teaches basic computer skills through that mobile application. It's been a while, guys, so like I don't really remember it, but then I was fortunate enough to be able to travel to DC, like this year's winner, to be able to present my project to other students and also to people around Washington, DC. I feel like it's a very great opportunity if you want to get into research and if you don't really know where to start, because the submission for this project is basically only a 3-page paper, and just put as much detail into it and about your experimentation. You could use the scientific method or the engineering method, and that's basically the only requirement, and then it has to help some sort of community. So if you're a student that's a junior, sophomore, or freshman, and also this is open to middle schoolers too, I really highly encourage participating in this challenge. A lot of students from Marianas High School this year were able to participate in the challenge, and a bunch of them got finalists, so I'm really happy for that. So if you're from another school, and I really hope that you're able to promote this challenge so that more students are able to get into research, and then that could ultimately help them to creating bigger experimentations and also open doors for more opportunities.
Thank you so much, Jedrick. Thank you for being so active. All right. Next up, we have our Regeneron ISEF delegates. ISEF is the International Science and Engineering Fair. So this is where the top 3 projects from the island-wide STEM Fair will advance and compete in the national event, which happened in May. And this is an event that invites states, territories, and nations around the world to showcase their research. So I would like to call upon from Saipan International School, Ms. Leah Kim, Mr. Jiho Kong, Ja Young Kim, Irene Park, Dong Hyun Lee, and Dong Gyu Lee. Come on up.
Okay, so as she introduced earlier, we are the NMI ISF team. ISF stands for International Science and Engineering Fair. Before we start off, we would like to start with introducing ourselves and who we are. I'm here again. My name is Jayan Kim, and my other name is Misha. My partner is Jiho, and we are the first place winners for the island-wide STEM Fair for this year.
Hi, my name is Irene Park. I was second place for the island-wide STEM Fair. My category was computational biology and bioinformatics.
And my name is Leah Kim.
My name is Dongyu Xavier Lee. And my name is Donghyun Lee. And we got third place in the Island STEM-wide Festival. And our category was plant science.
Oh, okay. So after us winning first, second, third place in the island-wide STEM Fair that was held in March, we had a good experience to going to Columbus, Ohio for an international fair. And those are some photos that we've collected, because actually we were told to explain about our experience, like not about just our project. So we'll try to focus more on the experience we had and what we actually learned from it, along with a short summary of our projects.
Okay, so this is the day that we departed, and we went to the. This was actually a 2-day trip. We went to the we went to the Guam, we went to the Hawaii, and then went to the States, and then went to Columbus, Ohio. So Columbus, Ohio was the place that the Regional ISEF 2025 was held.
So this was when we actually got to the fair. This was when we were first checking in and registering. So we checked in and we got all of our necklaces and we got like gifts from Regeneron. We got stickers and pamphlets and also like free wallas. So that was nice. Yeah. Oh, everyone got a free walla.
Okay, so this is the picture of us standing in front of our booths, and those are all the projects of us behind ourselves.
Okay, now we will explain what our projects were in a really short summary. So if you have more questions about our project, you can always search up ISF 2025 on your Google. You can get our virtual booth that has videos, quad charts, and slideshows. So from the very left, that's our team. Our project was called TASI, an autonomous coral transportation mechanism for marine forest and coral reef conservation. TASI means ocean in Chamorro, so we selected that name. It used to be Biohex when we entered Island-wide STEM Fair. However, my teammate thought the name I made is not very good, so we changed it to TASI.
So, as she mentioned earlier, Tasi means ocean in Chamorro language, and as you can see at the very left picture on your view, right? There's two hexagonal modules on the table. Those are the projects that we created. So our project Tasi has three main parts. We created the real-time web-based system, which acts as a control tower for these two modules that are on the table, and those two modules are connected to each other. So one of the modules actually attract the baby corals to come up to the coral structure that we designed, and the another module actually connects to the coral part and move it to a certain location so that it can highly develop the coral reefs underwater in the purpose of restoring the corals.
So my project was, it was basically using machine learning and deep learning and building an AI model to diagnose and classify the severity of a person's ADHD based on their retinal images. I used Python as my coding language, and I got the accuracy rate from the traditional diagnosis methods up by 63%. So yeah.
And our project basically focused on addressing the challenges of growing plants in space. And one of the problems we focused on was how curvy the roots of the plants grew in space. And we tried to mitigate that problem by introducing our method of magnetopriming, which you can basically think of as magnetizing. And we basically attach magnets next to the plants and for a certain period of time, and we saw how it did. And the plant's roots grew straighter, and the plant's roots also emerged quicker, and the growth rate was significantly enhanced.
Okay, so starting from now on, it's not about our projects, but we are trying to give you guys a brief summary and look on how you would do if you go to ISF. And while doing the introduction, our team members, our ISF CNMI team, we will go one by one and tell you guys what was the most interesting part about our trip. So this is the poster making along with the short video. We drew a wonderful poster, and one of the most interesting part in my journey was that Leah, the girl on that side, drew a beautiful bird, but I colored it very wrong, so I made it a duck. So my teammates were teasing me. I almost cried. That was the most interesting part.
For me, the Thursday, after the actual competition day was the most special day for me, because at that day we have a special part that actually, we have a special booth party that actually invites people from all the other places to show, so that we can present our booth. And there was one person. I was sitting on my booth, and there was one person who said he was interested in our project. So he basically asked me to do a brief presentation about it, and so I did. And later he revealed himself as an MIT admissions officer, and he said that he was very interested in our project. So he gave me his ID card to me, so that so that I and Misha can contact him, and that was the most interesting part of the project.
So my favorite part about the whole trip was during judging. So there's two separate awards. One is called the Grand Awards and the other is called Special Awards. Special Award judges don't come to every project. They look at your project on the virtual board beforehand, and then they decide if they want to check you out or not. So they don't tell you if you're getting a special award judge, and I was kind of like losing hope because it was like halfway past the judging time. And then one person who didn't have, the judges carry like a necklace that said as judge on it, but he was wearing a jacket so it was covering it. So I thought it was just a random person. And then while I was talking to him, he revealed that he was a special judge. So I turned really enthusiastic then, and then he kind of looked like he was in a hurry to leave. So that was my favorite part.
Another interesting part of this trip was pin exchange and the opening ceremony, I should say, because like as you can see in the pictures, we trade like pins, but we brought guitar picks because Mr. Flores said it'd be kind of interesting. And low key, like I was kind of worried if they wouldn't like the guitar picks, but it turned out to be fascinating because they actually loved it. And then we saw a lot of people, and then here we were on the opening ceremony holding the poster. Fortunately, nobody is smiling, but the opening ceremony was great, and we tried to find our name up there, which is a thing that you did in ISEF, and yeah, everything was just perfect. The thing that interested me the most in this trip was like how big the competition itself was compared to other competitions I have gone to. The competition I've gone to was Math Court, which is extreme. I felt like after going to this competition, like Math Court was like nothing. It's so small and everything. But like I was really fascinated that I got to interact with, like there was also a big college fair that like one or two members, representatives of like these good STEM schools were there to talk with us, and I also enjoyed that part, getting to know the schools, and yeah.
This is also one of my favorite part. It was the student mixer. As you can see, that's William right there, enjoying very much. And yeah, this was the part where we got to meet like diverse people.
And this was the judging day and the open house. So basically, as Irene briefly mentioned, judges would come, and also on the open house day, it was open to the public, and like schools in Ohio like came to us, and we would explain our projects.
These were some interviews that we did on this side. Left side, that's Xavier and me, the middle guy and me, and we got various questions. They asked questions such as like biology or physics, but every time the interviewer asked questions, we said this like opposite thing. So there was only one thing, like 2-second video, which was actually exported. That video shoot was the girls' video shoots. We are the Northern Mariana Islands. It was kind of embarrassing, but I think we were cute.
And these are the pictures of the fun parts of our journey. So we 6 were the team CNMI for the ISEP, but we have a lot of chances to interact with teams from the other places. So this picture is the one that we invited some other people from other teams, for example, Korean people from Korean teams, and we all went along with each other. And also, we had some trouble with our visa for travel, so we had to stay 1 day at Guam, but we still enjoyed, like, as you can see, Jiang's really enjoying, and we also, that picture also shows that we're enjoying, and the competition itself wasn't like competition, like everything competition, but there were also a lot of things that we can enjoy. So we take a lot of pictures of it, and we also interacted with the teams with Ohio who are staying in the same hotel, and we actually made some very good friends with this competition.
Last thing I want to emphasize is that Mr. Flores back there did a lot of work for us, and he's actually the one who made this possible, so shout out to Mr. Flores. And I would like to get questions.
What was first of all, did you get a chance to look at the other projects? Or just in your area, did you get it spread out? And second of all, what was your favorite?
Oh, so first of all, yeah, we could go and look at other people's projects, and yeah, wait, what was your second question?
What was your favorite?
So personally, for my favorite was some of the projects from the Korean team. So one person actually no, never mind, I rectify myself. So one project from Australia actually did something like enhancing like sleep condition for babies, and he had like on it in front of his booth had his display of like koala dolls and everything, and he basically had those dolls for like sleep aids, and he allowed people to like hug it, and yeah, I think that was my favorite.
So I had a favorite project too. It was a contact lens that would tell you when you would have a heart attack. The guy said he worked on it for like a year, and that like it took multiple testing with the lab. And I like heard his presentation, and my project like compared to that, it looked so dumb. So that's like when I realized there's so many geniuses out there in the world that like I was really grateful to be a part of that.
You are one.
Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and pass out your certificates.
One last question to Mayang. Is Steve McKagan and Noah going to get you some grant money for your floral project?
Oh, actually, I don't think they're gonna get me anything. I think I should buy them dinner, but yeah, it's fine. I had good memories.
You got some pull with that. You can let them know. Grant incoming. Let's go. All right. Can we please have our community leaders and our education leaders, as well as the coaches, up for a photo? Thank you very much.
And we also wanted to recognize our community stakeholders that we wanted to thank for being here. NMTech, DPW, and PEGS, please come on up as well.
All right, next we'd like to call up on the CNMI Vex Robotics team, Bots. CNMI Vex Robotics team students will present their programming of robots to perform specific tasks in competitions. demonstrating teamwork, engineering skills, and problem-solving abilities. From MHS, we have Ian Che, Jian Salas, Badley Ordona, Kelly Lian, Sang-Woo Choi, and Min-Soo Kim. Oh, we got a robot, folks.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. So today, we'll introduce ourselves first. We're the team 24772B from the Dolphin Robotics Club at MHS, Marianas High School. And today we're here to share our journey to the VEX World, from brainstorming ideas to actually being in the VEX World Championship. By the way, we were the first team to represent not only our school, but our community. Thank you. So, over the past season, we've designed, built, and programmed a robot of our own. And as we mentioned, we beat a couple schools to become the national champion, and oh, my bad. Anyways, so we became the regional champion and we competed to the worldwide championship. And before we begin, I'll briefly explain what robotics generally is. Robotics is a global student-centered STEM activity that gives students the opportunity to design, build, and program their own robot. But robotics not only just assembling robots and writing codes, it also makes students enhance their real-time problem-solving skill, real-world problem-solving skills, and how to work efficiently and effectively under pressure, and how to collaborate as a team.
So the competition, how does it work? VEX Robotics is an international competition where students create and code robots to solve season-specific challenges. Team uses VEX V5 or IQ kits, and each year a new game is released, like stacking objects or launching discs. Each match starts with a 15-second autonomous period where robots run pre-coded routines, and then it's followed by a 1 minute 45 seconds driver control period. Teams compete in alliances, so 2 versus 2, making teamwork and communications crucial. Aside from matches, teams submit engineering notebooks and do interviews with judges. There are awards not just for winning, but also for designs and innovation and overall excellence.
And this is our road to Worlds. So to qualify for the VEX Robotics World Championship, teams typically need to win a qualifying award at a state or regional championship event, or a large multi-region signature event, or have a high robot skill score in a region. Alternatively, winning an online challenge that includes a world's qualification can also qualify teams. So our team, Team 24772B, won the online challenge known as the Live Remote Skills against 3 other teams here in the CNMI. Oh, can we pause that real quick? Sorry. And guys, Rose was like, oh, yeah. Guys, Rose was really great. Now imagine like thousands of students, all who are passionate and interested in robotics in one area, and like you get to represent your school and your nation on a world scale. Like that's just incredible. And we prepared a short video. I'm not sure how the timing will work on it, but yeah. And so in Worlds, we learned so much from working under pressure to collaborating with new alliance partners. Every moment in Worlds presented a new challenge we had to overcome, whether it be coming up with new strategies on the spot, interacting and communicating with teams from all over the world, and even conducting last-minute fixes. It was all a learning experience that allowed us to represent the CNMI on an international scale. And also, out of 9,565 registered teams, only 820 were present at Worlds, and we were one of them. So it just really shows the work that got put behind it.
What robotic taught us, first, it taught us STEM skills. So we learned how to use CAD to design parts, and then we learned how to code to make our robots move, and then we applied real engineering experiences to bring it all together. So these hands-on experiences helped us understand how STEM works in the real world, not just in textbooks. And robotics also taught us confidence, leadership, and resilience. During the matches, we had strong starts with other teams and faced a lot of unexpected challenges, but we stayed focused, communicated well, and kept improving even when things didn't go as planned. And finally, future career inspiration. Through robotics, many of us started to see ourselves in STEM careers. Whether it's engineering, coding, or designing, this experience gave us a clear idea of what we're passionate about and what we might want to do in the future.
So this
is a slide about how you can get involved in robotics in the CNMI. So these are a list of things that you can do to be involved. So first up, we have clubs. You could join or open a club in your own school. You could enter game events slash matches, events such as virtual skills, signature events, live remote skills, and local scrimmages. And then you could also be a volunteer such as a mentor, coach, inspector, or judge. I know it doesn't say up here, but parents can also be involved in robotics. It doesn't just have to be students and teachers. You can also be involved as well. I've actually met some other parents at their Worlds competition. They're there to support their kids, do anything that they can do. There's this one particular parents that I've met. They actually drove from state to state while their kids flew there. They did that because they wanted their kids to have their equipment on time. Because some of the things that they had, they couldn't really like ship it there. So yeah, you could also join community events, local and community events. So we're actually planning on bringing a competition here where we can host it and invite neighboring islands to compete in. Next slide. So moving on to signature events, you may be wondering, what is a signature event? So this event gives an incredible opportunity to other students that can compete in other places in the country, other places beyond their region. They could meet other talented students just like us to be able to compete in such a wonderful event. So in this photo, we have our wonderful advisor, Ms. Doculin. In the middle is Terry, and then the one on the side is Terry's friend. So, we actually got news. So during our Worlds competition, we were fortunate enough to be invited to a signature event this year to Beijing, China. Terry actually came up to our booth and wanted to talk to us. Since it was our first year, he was actually really impressed. He said that he wanted to invite us to their signature event in Beijing to compete in. Hopefully we can go this December. Up there is our Beijing team. So this is a video of the new game for 2025 to 2026. We'll just play it for you.
Basically, it for the next year's challenge, and we brought our robot in to show our robot in action driving. Actually, so please enjoy.
Oh wait. Go to.
Oh, before we would like to shout out as sponsors. Oh my god. Oh. Yes.
We would like to give a huge thanks to the sponsors and the individuals who helped and supported our journey for the Vex Robotic Championships.
Yes. Okay. Before we proceed in driving, do you guys have any questions or concerns? Yes?
Are you afraid the robots are going to take over the world?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Yes?
That video you guys made was really cool. Who made that video?
Oh, it was from the official website. Thank you. Next?
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Let's demonstration first.
So like our robot got beaten up at Worlds, so it's not really fully functioning now.
So our robot can do a lot of things actually.
Wow.
We can also do this. So this thing is called a Lady Brown. It's to score the donuts on the higher stakes. So these stakes are on the side of the wall, and they're obviously a little bit higher. So, yeah. Anyways, we also have this in the back. It's our clamp. So basically, there's a mogul or like a stake. Kind of looks like this.
It is that.
It kind of looks like this, right? And then it clamps onto it, and it we kind of drive it around, and it collects donuts for us. As you can see here, so we can activate the chain and then score some donuts. Yeah.
Okay, that was it for the demonstration.
Coaches, come up please for a photo. Turn off the robot first. Part of the hazards are part of the job, folks.
Yeah, the robot wants to take a picture too.
Did you guys name your robot? Oh, what is it? Oh yeah, the latte bot. That's right? The latte bot.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Where?
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right, next up we have our Marianas High School JROTC robotics team. They'll be showing their projects and demonstrating their skills in building, programming, and applying technology to solve challenges. We have Miss Maxine Kandare, Mr. Robert Rigilo, Angel Basa, Jess Gong, Javon Gong, Caitlin Ignacio, Belle Oval, and Yong Lin from Marianas High School.
So, good evening, everyone. Once again, we are the Marianas High School Dolphin Battalion, JROTC. So, aside from having a robotics team, we also have the drones team, which represented our islands at the National JROTC Drone Competition as well. And I will be passing the mic on to one of the members. So, yes, please listen.
Good evening, everyone. I am Caitlin Ignacio, and I am one of the members of the JRTC drone teams. So, that's cool. Okay. So, the MHS drone team, MHS JRTC drones team. Our main team consists of, as of now, our 5 members. So, I am one of the programmers, Cadet Second Lieutenant Ignacio Caitlin.
I am one of the pilots, Cadet Sergeant Bossa Angel, and we have 2 other members here. They're currently setting up. I'll just say it for them. We have another pilot, Cadet Sergeant First Class Lin Yong, and our programmer, Cadet Staff Sergeant Gong Javon, and Cadet Staff Sergeant Gong Jess.
Okay, so an overview. So mostly, as you've probably seen them flying in the sky or used in videos and movies, we're going to be talking about drones. But in our presentation, we'll be focusing on more of what we do. So mainly piloting and going into the more technical side of coding. And helping them fly smoothly and overcome obstacles. So we usually, in our drones team, we learn to operate and code our drones alongside learning teamwork and communication skills among each other. We also take time on the side to learn how these drones can be used in real-life situations. So about us, we have our drones, which are a type of flying robot known as unmanned aerial vehicles. They can fly without a pilot on board and can be used to be programmed. So the drones that we use specifically are the Co-Drone JRTC edition. They are a small white indoor drone that we will be showing later on today. And they are pretty easy to use. And then competitions. So we were lucky enough a few months ago to fly out to Reno, Nevada to compete in the aerial drone competition. We are one of the first teams from the CNMI to go out for this kind of thing, and we got to manage to compete. Yeah. So mainly off island, we competed this year as Mission 2025 Gravity, which features the setup that you can see here on the screen. And it includes, this is the teamwork field layout. And in our competition, we had about 4 missions. We had teamwork, autonomous flight skills, piloting skills, and communications. So in our teamwork skills, we had to build alliances with other teams from other schools to work under, you could say, roughly a 90-second time limit to complete certain objectives, such as knocking off little sandbags off platforms and navigating balls into scoring zones in order to gain points. So usually, we would have about 2 members on the field. One member that is going to be piloting the drone, and the other member that will be assisting them, either telling them, like, keeping track of the time, because we are under such a short time zone, 90 seconds, and also helping them guide the drone from where they cannot see. And then we have the skills portion, which is the autonomous flight and the piloting. In the piloting, we had one member navigate a small field with our drone, So you can see like something similar like this, but it's more in depth, like flying through keyholes, loops like that, and landing on landing pads or even square boxes. And then we have our autonomous flight, so we have to code our drones through a similar course as well. And the coding, the coding that we use, the site that we use, is CodeDrone Blockly, which is a very much simplified coding zone. And it really sums it up into like you can bring out mechanics like landing, flying forward, turning side to side. It's simple for us to use. And then we have the communications portion. So this was just like explaining our team, talk about what we did throughout the time that we had to practice before going over down to Reno. So talking about like what we did at practices, how we worked with each other to overcome certain challenges, and how we worked together to be able to go and compete. So that is what we have for our presentation. And now we will be having a short demonstration. So we're going to be demonstrating a short portion of our piloting with our main pilot, Jess Gong. As you can see, she starts flying. Javon, which will demonstrate a short portion of our coding. And that will be it. Thank you very much. And I'll be passing it on to the robotics team.
Good evening, everyone. Let's get cozy as we are at the second to last presentation. So I'm Cadet Major Kandari Maxine, and with me today is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel.
My name is Belle Oval.
And Cadet Sergeant Robert Virgilio. And currently 2 of our members are off island, so I would like to acknowledge them beforehand. Our captain, Cadet Second Lieutenant Summer Yu, and one of our main drivers, which is Cadet Command Center Major Sandoval Jeremy. So let's just begin our presentation. We are here proud to represent Marianas High School's JROTC Drones and Robotics Special Team. It's a great honor to speak with all of you here tonight and demonstrate how STEM is not only a crucial part of today's education, but also an exciting and growing component in our JROTC program. When most people think of JROTC, they think of leadership training, physical fitness, and military structure. Well, all of that is true. There's also so much more our program offers. For instance, today, we are using robotics and drones to train future leaders who are not only disciplined and resilient, but also tech-savvy and forward-thinking. So now I will be passing the mic to Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Bellow.
Okay, so here's a short introduction of our team. So our co-captain and our programmer is Cadet Sergeant Virgil Robert. This is Robert. And I am Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Oval Bell, and I am the lead designer. And with me is our main builder, which is Cadet Major Kendara Maxine. And 2 of our drivers today we're also the pilots for the drones, which is Cadet Sergeant First Class Yong Lin and Cadet Staff Sergeant Gong Jaebon. So here's a brief overview of what the JROTC robotics program is. So it's similar to our MHS Dolphins robotics team. So we utilize the VEX Robotics, the VEX Robotics competition platforms, which involves designing, building, and programming robots to compete in a variety of challenges. So the robot in front of you guys, this is a HeroBot Axle for the 2024-2025 game, which is called High Stakes. So this was built by our team to compete in the 2024-2025 Vex Robotics competition game. Although Axel is not the actual robot we used to compete in, it was actually unfortunately deconstructed, but we'll be showing photos of that robot later. So basically in this year's game, the main objective is to collect special ring-shaped game pieces similar to the blue stacks of donuts that MHS Robotics team has presented earlier. And each team must design a robot that can pick up, carry, and accurately place these rings at different heights and in different zones across the field. Okay, so our MHS ROTC robotics team had the amazing opportunity to compete in the Army 8th Brigade Robotics Competition, which is a regional competition, and it was held in San Diego, California last February 1st, 2025. So we competed against 38 schools and we got 22nd place, which was around in the middle. It was still pretty okay considering it was our first time and we were under a really short time crunch. So our team had the chance to meet teams from the West Coast, teams from Hawaii, American Samoa, and California, and Guam. And we were able to build connections with these other schools. For instance, American Samoa, we had the opportunity to talk to their captain, interact with their members, and they helped us get insight about how to design and build a robot. And they were also a big help to us during the competition. And with the VEX robotics system, we learned more than just how to build a robot. We learn more how to work as a team, considering that's one of the first principles of our JRTC program, teamwork. And we solve problems under pressure, we apply engineering principles, and we have the freedom to think creatively. So every design we create and every challenge we face in competitions teaches us something new, not just about machines, but about ourselves. So here is a quick insight of our engineering notebook. Unfortunately, we were not able to finish this because we were under a time crunch. So we only had about 3 weeks to complete the robot, but unfortunately, due to our conflicting and busy schedules, we weren't able to complete it on time, and we completed it in our hotel room in San Diego. And I know. So our team may look really unsuccessful, but we've learned so much lessons from this competition alone. So considering this is our first time, I'd say that our team did really well. We were really resilient, and despite all the hardships and challenges that we faced together, we managed to push through all of it as a team, and we are really proud of each other because of that. And once again, this is an example of our engineering notebook. So this is a physical notebook. It's kind of like a graphic notebook for math, but in this terms, it's for engineering. So that's an example of our design process, and I'll be showing you guys our final competition robot in the next slide. So this is our final design. Unfortunately, we had a lot of materials that were broken during the shipping process to San Diego, and we had a lot of materials that were not shipped on time. But we still managed to, like I said earlier, we still managed to push throughout all the difficulties we faced, and we finished strong as one team. And yeah. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions? No? Yes?
Following up on my last question, is the Army ready to defend us against the attack of robots?
Yes, I believe so.
can we call upon our community leaders and our educational leaders for the photo, please? We're almost there, folks.
All right, ready. Alright, show your certificate exactly. Alright, ready. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. We have touch and wearing a skirt.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one.
No more. Thank you.
Right, next for the Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, sponsored by the U.S. Military and National Science Teacher Association. This event selects student research to showcase and compete for a seat in the National Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, held annually in Washington, D.C. in April. From Tinian High School, we have a video from the participant, Ms. Stephanie Diaz. We're gonna try and find a still of her speaking so we can take a photo. She's still represented. In fact, she will be the clearest photo we will have tonight, folks. Okay?
Know what I was capable of until
May. Sorry, let's do a quick photo. We do have her certificate.
We should do a fun photo with her.
You should know.
Oh, that's a great presentation to close it out. Go Gideon.
Thank you, Gideon team.
Good job.
Good job, awesome.
I think we should all like point to her. Oh, yeah. Speaking.
Great idea. That's the biggest photo. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And Tom.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thomas.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
So, as we close tonight, I would like to remind everyone of what we saw here. Not only did we get to see our student teams compete at a national level or international level, let this also serve as a call to arms to continue to support the wonderful field of STEM and to continue to support our student competitions. We have heard, everywhere from biology, coding, robotics, and the field of drones. And we want to be able to tell our students that we're going to continue to support this and have the opportunities available to these students. I, for one, would like to continue to see showcases like this, and instead of saying or hearing the first in the CNMI, the first in the CNMI, the first in the CNMI, it's the continuation of all the success that they will bring the future of the CNMI. So thank you all again for being here. Thank you for supporting our students, and let's continue to support our students.